To strictly control the population, all women reaching reproductive age are required to have a contraceptive chip implanted. But for the woman in front of us, this day was especially joyful. At 38 years old, she and her husband finally won the lottery, granting them the right to conceive. The doctor followed procedure and removed her contraceptive device. Next, they just had to wait for her body to recover and the couple would have a chance to welcome their child. Like all chosen couples, they kept trying to conceive during the countdown period. The woman instantly became the envy of her colleagues, because in this bunker, those granted the right to conceive were extremely rare. As the remaining days dwindled, Nina's hope slowly wore away. One day, an elderly woman suddenly appeared before her. This old woman, considered crazy by everyone, spoke some strange words to Nina and sincerely invited her to visit her home. Without much thought, Nina agreed. What she didn't expect was that this conversation would start a countdown on her life. The old woman turned on the water pipe at her home. Nina looked puzzled.
Well, who's got listeners? Judicial?
Next, the old woman asked Ellie some questions. What was on the servers that the bunker managers wiped? What was in the books they once burned? Was all of this really to protect everyone? Ellie didn't quite understand what the old woman meant.
Do you really think you're the kind of person they want having children?
Afterward, Ellie told her husband about their conversation. John, however, thought the old woman was mentally unstable and that her words shouldn't be taken seriously. Yet the persistent question of why she couldn't conceive troubled Nina. Following the old woman's advice, she went to the lower level of the bunker and found a maintenance worker named George. He connected an old hard drive to the device. The screen showed the hard drive was full, but no files were visible inside, and there was no serial number in the system logs. This meant that the hard drive might contain the history that had been deliberately erased. In the bunker, hiding historical artifacts was itself a serious crime. Ordinary people were even forbidden to mention it. Because George was already very curious about this, Nina persuaded him with just a few words, and he agreed to continue the investigation. Soon the hidden files on the hard drive were successfully unlocked. Inside was a designed blueprint of the bunker, and a cleaning video. The contents of the video completely overturned Nina's understanding. It turned out the outside world was not a wasteland at all. It was full of green trees and seemed more suitable for human life. Nina was scared. She began to doubt the authenticity of that surgery. With only 7 hours left on the countdown, a bold guess formed in her mind. When her husband returned home and saw the blood on the table, he was completely stunned. Nina removed the contraceptive device from her own body. At that moment, all the doubts connected into a single line. They hadn't failed to conceive. They never had a chance from the beginning. The so-called approval was just to make people believe they were treated fairly. But as long as even one person refuses to swallow their doubts, this seemingly perfect system would start collapsing from its smallest crack.